The situation in the Middle East and Southwest Asia continues to be the focus of global attention, marked by complex developments and continuously escalating tensions in recent times. In this context, the United States maintains a significant military presence and continuously adjusts its forces to respond to the changing security environment. One of the recent attention-grabbing moves, which took place at the end of March, was the deployment of a squadron of 10 A-10 Thunderbolt II attack aircraft, commonly known as Warthogs, along with over 300 personnel from the 124th Fighter Wing of the Idaho National Guard to the area of responsibility of the U.S. Central Command, CENTCOM. News of this deployment quickly spread across social media and military forums, sparking lively discussions. Notably, this move comes just days after the confirmation of the presence of B-2 stealth bombers at the strategic Diego Garcia base. At the same time, several accounts specializing in tracking military aircraft have shared unverified flight data related to the increased activity of heavy transport aircraft in the region, further reinforcing the assessment of a significant increase in U.S. forces. Previous reports from defense sources have also mentioned the possibility of sending additional aircraft to the Middle East as part of efforts to address challenges in the region, including Houthi attacks on vessels in the Red Sea. This has led many people to raise questions and propose various theories on online platforms. On X and many other unofficial analysis channels, many people are debating whether the appearance of the A-10 Warthog, famous for its close air support role, signals a change in U.S. strategy, possibly preparing for more direct operations against ground targets, or if this is just a step to bolster defensive capabilities, enhance overall deterrence, and reassure regional allies. Currently, there has been no official statement outlining the specific mission assigned to the deployed A-10 squadron. However, their presence, along with other strategic assets, clearly sends a message about the United States' readiness and commitment to protecting its interests and maintaining stability in one of the most important and complex regions in the world. A-10 Thunderbolt II, also known as Warthog. This name not only evokes its somewhat rugged appearance, but also reflects its endurance and formidable strength on the battlefield. Unlike other high-speed jet fighters, the A-10 was designed for a very specific and unique purpose: close air support for ground forces. Its entire design revolves around this mission. It has the ability to fly slowly and has excellent maneuverability at low altitudes, allowing pilots to clearly observe targets, closely coordinate with ground troops, and accurately attack enemy positions that are directly engaged with Allied forces. The most iconic and fearsome feature of the A-10 is undoubtedly the GA-8 Avenger, a 30mm Gatling gun mounted on the nose of the aircraft. In fact, people often joke that the A-10 was designed for this cannon, not the other way around. With a terrifying firing rate of about 3,900 rounds per minute, the GA-8 can unleash a hail of armor-piercing rounds on its target. Its characteristic whistling sound when firing signals destruction for tanks, armored vehicles, and enemy fortifications, while bringing despair to the soldiers on the ground who are its targets. Its armor-piercing rounds have the capability to penetrate the steel armor of many main battle tanks. However, the A-10 is not only equipped with the GAU-8 cannon, it also carries various types of weapons under the wings and fuselage, making it a versatile ground attack platform. The AGM-65 Maverick air-to-ground missile allows for the destruction of armored targets from a safe distance. Laser-guided bombs ensure precise strikes on hidden or high-value targets. Another outstanding feature of the A-10 is its incredible survivability on the battlefield. The cockpit and critical systems are protected by a thick layer of titanium armor capable of withstanding direct fire from small arms and shrapnel from explosions. The aircraft has a robust structure, backup control systems, and high-mounted separated engines, allowing it to withstand ground fire, including some types of heat-seeking missiles, and still continue to fly and fight. Since the Gulf War in 1991 and through subsequent operations in Iraq, Afghanistan, and elsewhere, the A-10 Warthog has continuously proven its worth. It has become a reliable guardian for ground forces, a weapon that instills fear in the enemy and has earned the respect of allies. The combination of powerful firepower, high survivability, and a focus on close air support has created the legend of this Warthog. With such an impressive combat record and unique capabilities, the question arises as to why the United States continues to deploy the A-10 Warthog to the Middle East at this time, especially when there are many more modern fighter jets and the A-10 fleet itself is nearing retirement. The answer lies in its core role: close air support. Despite technological advancements, the need for direct support to ground forces has always existed in modern conflicts. The ability to fly at low altitudes, clearly identify targets, and provide strong, precise firepower against enemy positions that directly threaten your infantry is a capability that few other aircraft can fully replace. In fact, according to information from the U.S. Air Force, A-10 squadrons have been continuously deployed to the Middle East to bolster air power since major events in the region in late 2022 and extending into 2023. They were deployed in March 2023 and again in October 2024, often operating alongside F-16 Fighting Falcon and 15 E-Strike Eagle squadrons. This shows that military leaders still recognize the practical value of the A-10 in the complex operational environment here. In the current context, with various threats from different armed groups versus stories from different armed groups, including the activities of the Houthis, the A-10's ability to effectively strike ground targets remains valuable. Although it is not the optimal weapon for countering ballistic missiles or maritime threats, the A-10 has the potential to neutralize mobile missile launchers, artillery positions, weapon depots, vehicles, or enemy fighters detected on the ground, as well as the targets it was specifically designed to destroy. A specific case was recorded in November last year when an A-10 attacked gunmen preparing to launch missiles at a U.S. position. The 124th Fighter Wing of Idaho, the recently deployed unit, has extensive experience operating the A-10 in the Middle East. Since receiving their first aircraft in 1996, they have regularly participated in supporting critical operations in the region, including Operation Freedom Sentinel in 2020 and an anti-ISIS campaign in 2016. Their combat experience and familiarity with the region are invaluable assets. However, this deployment occurs against the backdrop of the A-10 squadrons across the United States, beginning the gradual phasing out process starting next fall. Specifically, the 124th Squadron is expected to transition to using F-16 fighter jets starting in the spring of 2027. This raises the question of whether this is one of the final deployments of these battle-hardened Warthogs, and whether there will be any capability gaps to fill after they retire. However, the decision to deploy the A-10 at this time indicates that, at least until now, U.S. military planners still believe that its specific capabilities, strong firepower, durability, and effective close air support remain necessary and relevant for certain missions in the complex security environment of the Middle East. The deployment of the A-10 squadron from the Idaho National Guard to the Middle East is not just a routine troop rotation, it also reflects the larger picture of the complex and unstable security situation in the region, as well as the strategy to maintain a presence and ensure the United States' flexible response capability. This move, along with the presence of other strategic assets such as B-2 bombers, sends a multifaceted message. It reassures allies and regional partners about the United States' security commitments. At the same time, it serves as a clear deterrent to any forces intending to destabilize or threaten the interests of the United States and its partners. The deployment of a ground attack aircraft with strong support capabilities like the A-10 demonstrates readiness to address various situations on the ground. The presence of the A-10, an aging platform nearing retirement, operating alongside more modern fighter jets, highlights an interesting reality about Air Force needs in the 21st century. This shows that sometimes a dedicated recovery platform optimized for a specific mission, such as close air support, remains irreplaceable even in the era of high-tech multi-role aircraft. Each type of asset has its own role in the overall toolkit of the Air Force. The human factor and combat readiness are equally important. The mobilization of over 300 service members from the 124th Squadron, a unit with a national service heritage, as emphasized, demonstrates the professionalism and commitment of the National Guard in fulfilling both domestic and overseas federal missions. The ability to deploy rapidly is one of the core strengths of the United States military. However, the security situation in the region still harbors many unpredictable factors. Threats can continue to develop and change by the hour. The gradual replacement of the A-10 fleet with F-16s in the coming years also requires continuous tactical adaptation and ensuring that essential capabilities are not diminished. The deployment of the A-10 Warthog to the Middle East this time is yet another testament to the United States' commitment to stability in the region. It emphasizes the necessity of a diverse and flexible air force that combines both experienced platforms and new technologies, along with a well-trained and always-ready workforce. These are the key factors for the United States to continue protecting its interests and addressing complex security challenges in an ever-changing world. It's time to say goodbye. We hope today's content will bring you more interesting information. If you find it interesting, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on exciting videos in the future. Don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comments section below. Thank you and see you at this time tomorrow.